Well, hello, friends. It is TexAgs Rewind, and we actually got an episode number for you. I know Gabe used to read those all the time. I forget to. Episode 2851. We think it's the right number. We don't know. I just followed up with whatever they had. Today on the show, 22 and 22. We're inside the top three. Ainias Smith came in. Why am I tapping the table? Ainias Smith, Mr. Do-It-All, Agent Zero. He was our number 3 guy on the list. Charean Williams of Pro Football Talk. We had her on the program. We talked about all things going on with A&M football and that Aggies in the NFL. That was fun. We also had Jason Glenn on the show, the former A&M linebacker. We talked about his transition from safety to linebacker when he came here and his high praise for what this A&M defense could look like in this season. And Jacob Hester, ESPNU host. You know, he's a host of like 100 shows out there. He gave a lot of praise for Jimbo and their relationship. That and much, much more. It is TexAgs Rewind. Now it is time for 22 in 22. Our number 3 guy is
Ainias Smith.
And is brought to you by Factory Builder Stores, celebrating their new location in College Station, located at 11907 Welborn Road, right next to the Ashley Furniture Outlet. They can service builders and general public with locations throughout Texas, including right here in College Station. At Factory Builder Stores, you're dealing with local people who do things the right way. So whether you're building a home or upgrading your appliances or outdoor living at your existing home, let Factory Builder Stores take care of you. You got Liberty over there, class of 2019. You got Wally. They'll take very good care of you. It is Factory Builder Stores, College Station showroom open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at Old Welborn Road in College Station, or online, factorybuilderstores.com. Ainias Smith, the heart and soul of that offense?
Maybe the entire team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy that leads by example and verbally. You know, I always go back to that Mississippi State game last year when Zach Calzada inexplicably ran into the end zone to take a safety and end the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's obviously distraught, and there's Ainias Smith going up to him and talking to him after the game. And I know he's saying, hey, look, you got to shake this one off because we're going to need you moving forward, da-da-da-da-da. And that's what a great leader does. That's what a great teammate does. But you know what a great teammate also does? He produces.
And he does.
And Ainias Smith produces.
This guy can produce at the highest level. Also, I don't know if it's just me, OB, and maybe Ainias has discussed this in a press conference. I don't remember. He looks bigger and stronger to me this year. Like he looks like he's put on some muscle.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't thought about it because what I like about Ainias, he's very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember when he was playing running back. So I'd rather play receiver, but wherever they need me. And that's another example of the kind of guy he is. You know, he's so versatile, and hey, wherever you need me. I mean, he could play corner.
Yeah, he's
but he's in those guys that he's a big game player. He's not without faults, but I've seen him make bad plays but come back and redeem himself in a big way. He's a threat on punt returns, as we've seen many times, especially against South Carolina last year. I mean, just look at the Alabama game last year. If you need a reference point to give you an idea of what Ainias Smith's all about.
Yeah, no, and to me, this guy, you know how a lot of times a tight end is the security blanket for a quarterback? I think Ainias Smith is the security blanket with big play potential on any time he touches the ball.
Man, he's an electric blanket.
Yeah, he is. That's a better way to phrase it.
Because he does things that.
But you know what I mean, though? They go to him because they know.
I can remember a couple of years ago they're playing Auburn in 2020 in a tight game, and he makes a big play. I don't think he scored a touchdown, but he makes a deep catch, and I think that led to like a touchdown at all, but that solidified that win. Again, I mentioned the what he did against Alabama last year. I think that his production was somewhat limited by the guy throwing to him.
Yep.
But most of the time, if you get it close to him, he's going to go make a play, and he plays hard on every down.
Does he lead the team in receptions? He was close last year. I forget who.
Yeah, it's Weidemeyer, I think, right? Did.
They were close, though, in catching.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if I had to bet on somebody, he'd be the guy I'd bet on. He's the guy that's proven, and like you said, if you need a completion to keep a drive going, he's so hard to guard to cover coming out of the slide.
How have the Cowboys looked this preseason, Charean?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say just because they haven't played their starters. They're not going to play their starters again on Friday night. I'm going to go out there and see them play against the Seahawks, mainly because I want to see what Drew Lock and Geno Smith do. It's more about that for me than even watching the Cowboys, because when you don't see those starters, I just don't know, really what you get out of anything about what the season's going to look like. I thought Tyler Smith has performed pretty well in there at left guard for the Cowboys. He's gotten plenty of playing time, and some of those other younger players too. But, I do have big questions about this team heading into the season, just about how good they're really going to be. The offensive line, to me, still has question marks in it. I have huge question marks at the receiver position without Michael Gallup and without James Washington starting the season. And then the kicker. I don't think the kicker who's going to start the season with the Cowboys is on the roster. Brett Maher was brought in here a week or so ago, but I don't know that he's the answer. And there's some really good kickers who are going to get cut, including one in Green Bay, going to get cut here shortly. So I'm suspecting the Cowboys will pick up another kicker, whether it's to put on the practice squad or put on the active roster. So, but still a big question at that position. You got to be able to kick field goals in this league. If you can't score touchdowns, you got to be able to at least get 3 points out of it. And they had a hard time doing that last year with 6 missed field goals, and then they also missed 6 extra points. So that's some points you're just giving away there. So to me, big questions for the Cowboys going into the season. We really haven't seen enough in these preseason games to know what it's going to look like in the regular season. But I'm just excited the preseason ends this week. Let's get on with the real games. Let's get on with college football. I'm ready for the real stuff to start.
Are you excited about what DJ Durkin, what kind of wrinkles he's going to bring to this defense? He did such a wonderful job with Ole Miss, and we miss Mike Elko, but some new blood and maybe some new emphasis, if you will.
Absolutely. And one thing, when I talk to some of the guys, they are excited about what he'll bring. And he's a tough, hard-nosed coach. He's a tough coach, man. And usually the defense would take on the personality of the coordinator. The team takes on the personality of the head coach, right? And so what he's bringing is a tough mentality, the accountability to be excellent, not to be great, but to be excellent. He's bringing that quality as well. So I'm excited, man. And like I said, I played for Mike Hankwitz, who was a really great coach, really defensive coordinator, and he brought that mentality to the defense as well. And I see that right now in Coach Durkin.
And then you have Jimbo, who I think embodies everything you want from a head coach. That's my opinion. I shouldn't put it on you, but when you see Jimbo, the way he speaks, the way he goes about his business.
He goes about his business. And one thing that I do love about him, he has his players back. That's what I love. You will want to run through a brick wall, 2 or 3 brick walls for him, not just one. Once you go through that first one, if you're still standing, you'll want to go through that next one right afterwards. And that's one thing that a lot of coaches has to understand. The relationship that he has with his players, it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to work out more. It makes you want to study the playbook more, because you don't want to disappoint him. And you could tell that from his kids. He's an amazing leader. I love what he's doing.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Max Johnson. You saw him up close, and he could be the guy. He may not be the guy. There's still questions here. But what kind of quarterback did you see in Max Johnson in his time there at LSU, and what is A&M getting in him?
Yeah, what a awkward, weird, whatever word you want to use, situation for Max. I mean, the last time we saw Max, he was leading LSU to victory over Texas A&M. And then he makes the decision to transfer to A&M. And you knew Haynes King was there. Haynes King, man, incredibly talented. I've had conversations about Haynes with Jimbo. I know Jimbo loves him, and he's already won a position battle under Jimbo Fisher before, so that goes a long way. And, of course, you've got a very talented 5-star freshman there as well. So the choice for Max, not to leave because of all the change at LSU, but to choose A&M, it was one that surprised me. That's not to say Max can't compete for that job. He might be the starting quarterback. We don't know. And he had a hell of a year last year. I mean, he throws for, 27 touchdowns, I think it was, only 6 interceptions, throws for 2,800 yards, completed over 60% of his passes. There was a lot of good. I mean, there was times Max Johnson was really thriving in the LSU offense. It wasn't consistent. There was times that he disappeared, which you've got to find a way. You look at the Alabama game. I know that's not a game that Max wants to turn on and relive that game. There was moments in that game you felt like Max could have pressed forward. But there's other games that he did take over. Texas A&M game being one of them at the end of the year. So Max is a very talented quarterback.
So do me the favor, guys, to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do all those things, and then do it in reverse and backwards, and I don't know, do something else. Just help out this cause. Make sure you're subscribing, though, and make sure you're commenting because it helps the algorithm and it helps us out. Thanks so much for watching TexAgs Rewind.